Okay, next play. We have another RPO. So there's three RPOs. We already went over one. We did Indy as an RPO, Richmond will be an RPO, and Washington will be an RPO. Again, these are run plays. We're perfectly fine. I know there's routes behind it all. We're perfectly fine with these all just, if most of the time these just develop into run plays. If the space to run the ball opens up, we take it every time. Every time. We don't risk an incompletion. We don't risk a tipped ball in the air interception. We don't, if the safe yards on the ground are there, we go for it every time. I don't think I explained that when I did Indy. I was mostly focused on the passing aspect of it, but for all three of these RPOs, we would love it if we never have to pass it and we just gain easy yards on the ground. The option to throw it behind it all is just, a fail-safe for if they really jump the run. We get the handoff or the toss or the pitch, whatever it is, and just, a bunch of defenders in our face, we have a way to, make them pay for that behind them, right? So you get that point across, that these are run plays. And I just got off the phone with P a little while ago, and he's, we're both in agreement. We got to get back to running the ball more from all kinds of different styles. It can be a jet. It can be reverse RPOs. It could be turn around, just hand it to the guy. It could be quick bubble screens, just easy ways to just get the ball in playmakers' hands and get going. But we do got to start running the ball more. And here's a play to be able to do it, right? So this play could actually unfold a variety of different ways. So what we have, we're bringing the jet, we're handing it to him, right? So obviously to run this and it work, to sell it, we're gonna have to ever run the jet, right? So we're gonna have to get back to running the jet to some effectiveness, because we've got a lot of plays in here that key off the jet, right? So anyway, we run the jet, we hand the jet. As soon as you get the handoff, we're pitching it to the double. The double's coming around, okay? After the Q hands it off, we're flaring out to the flats, okay? What we'll have is, as the double gets it and comes here, this defender gonna do probably one of two things, right? This guy here. He's either in a man situation, gonna trail over the top and not at all be in the way when the double comes back around, or maybe he does that thing where he stays flat and tries to attack it here. Either way, we're getting wide of this guy. This guy should not affect the play. Unless it's zone, this guy goes and he just creeps up and sits here, right? So, which is fine, right? Which is fine if he does, because that's why there's an RPO behind it, right? But more than likely, this guy gets out of the way. Is not in the picture there. So as we're coming around with the run, mind you, the QB widens here. This is going here. This whole thing will be a run lane. This whole area should be a run lane. The closest thing to you is actually probably going to be, the rusher still, lingering around. But if the rusher hardcore chases the quarterback, then you'll have that to your advantage too, because as you're running, if he bails off the quarterback to come get you, you obviously just flip it right to the quarterback. But in terms of our progression, as we get the ball here, and from the lens of looking to pass it, right? This is a run play, but from the lens of looking to pass it, our eyes are here. We're immediately seeing, did this guy jump in to help with the run? Did the QB coming over here help him move at all? Is this guy just being stupid? Because you belong here. First we check, did this guy do his job? Because if he didn't do his job, the easiest thing to do on this play, get the pitch, get a little wide, and bomb this down the sideline, right? Easy. Next, if this guy sinks like he's supposed to, and this guy either bails or is flat-footed sitting here, as we come around, you'll have two crossing routes, one shallow, one a little deeper, to find windows to get it to if this guy's out of place, right? Or if the mic doesn't run with it, what have you, right? So we'll have those two crossing routes coming across. We're eyes here, peeking here, and we're running. Now, like I said, this QB, but he's handing it and he's starting to go. You get the ball, you're here. He won't be all the way out here per se by the time you have the ball, but he will be moving that way. And there's also a world where once the QB does that, maybe this flat defender has to go respect that, right? So it should open up a run lane right here, right? Really regardless of what this guy does. And if we get to run it and this guy's here and he's really only worried about us with the ball, we obviously have a pitch here. We could shovel it inside. We could throw it right here, right? We got all kinds of options once we get to that spot, right? The center. The center. Really important. You know, obviously, gotta get the snap, handle all that well. We're never trying to rush any of the key jobs that the center has. But once that, really important that you get up to this spot and pick this defender. Doesn't matter if it's zone, doesn't matter if it's man. The job's the same every time. Get to this spot and prevent the possibility of this guy chasing this in a man scenario, right? Because this is the quick, easy, open, right in front of our eyes thing that we'd like to hit as we turn this up if we decide that we have to throw it. This is like that easy drop it off type of thing. So we want to get that as open as possible. So that's what this is with the center. And then, you know, just go occupy the flats from there. You know, there's a world where the double gets out here and maybe there's a whole lot of stuff, can't find nowhere to throw it and has to reverse field. We don't want to. Obviously, we don't want the play to unfold like that, but there's a world where it does. So you can just chill out in the flats right there and be an option if it does have to reverse field. Yeah. What else do we got? We got secondary play. It's not going to be a secondary play. It is a secondary play. The option to pass it is the secondary play, right? So we don't really even need to go through that. Fire drill, again, there's not going to be a fire drill. The quarterback's not going to have the ball in his hands for more than a quarter of a fucking second. Catch the snap, hand it off, right? So we don't need to go through fire drill. Press and blitz. Again, if we see press out here, we'd really like to just, again, smoke that guy. But this is a run play, mind you. We wouldn't hate if they blitzed, to be quite honest with you, because look, you know, if this guy's not here and we got something like this, and one's crashing from this end, one's crashing from this end, you got to imagine this guy is going to freeze because of the you know, the fact that the H is getting the ball. So we got to get that and give it up quick, because that's going to occupy this rusher. And then obviously this rusher, once the QB hands it and goes this way, he's going to be the QB guy. So really, as long as we're deep enough on this, and that'll be the main thing we got to get right, is like, what is our depth on for the double here. But as long as we're deep enough here, please blitz us, because you're gonna have two fucking people occupied with this, and we're out this way. And mind you, even if this guy's running with the QB and maybe he's in play with us, we now have a 2-on-1. You pick me, I drop it to the Q. You run with him, you open up a run lane for me, right? So, with enough practice, I'm telling you, we should be able to work this to perfection. And it's not going to be something that, you know, we run, you know, 3 times a fucking game. It's a reverse RPO, for God's sake. It's a very niche call. And ideally we run, like, if let's say there is a game where we run this more than once, 2, 3 times or something like that. Ideally, the first time or the first 2 times, we just run it. And they think, oh, all that, you know, the receivers doing stuff behind us is just to try to get us out of space, you know, it's whatever. They're trying to run us off, move us out the way or whatever. And then, you know, they fall asleep to it, and they see it the second or third time, and everybody's flying up to just defend the 2 quarterbacks, right? Because they think that that's everything. They may think that's all that's really going on here, is get it to here and have a pitch guy, or get it to here, you know what I'm saying? And then we surprise them with, no, them routes behind it really meant something, right? So we would invite, like I said, press, don't much care. We have a guy that can get smoked. It's a run play anyway, not a concern of ours. Blitz, just if we see it, mind your depth, and we're fine. Mind your depth, and we're fine. And then again, just quick eyes. Keep if they're sending to or presenting to, is when we get that ball, as much as our eyes are supposed to peek here and find this guy, also be aware of this guy, because this is going to be really the only guy to really have a chance to fuck with you. Getting the ball here, this guy's immediately going to be trying to pull this guy's flag. He's pitching it. He's flat-footed trying to pull a flag. He's probably occupied with the QB, or completely flat-footed because he just saw the ball get handed off, doesn't know what to do. These guys should not affect us if our depth is good enough. So just mind that, get deep enough, find this, take a peek. Always take the peek, but find this guy. And that'll tell you what we're doing. That'll tell you what we're doing with the ball. And we'd love to run this every time. If we call RPOs, and we call 20 of them in a tournament, we'd love it if we ran it 19 times and had to. Now, we don't want to run it if we're getting 2-3 yards a pop or something like that, but if this is opening up run lanes, let's just continue to run it. Just continue to run it, make it easier on ourselves. And the one time that they adjust to it or overly aggressively, try to adapt to it, then we pop the pass behind them, right? All right. Richmond, reverse RPO. Again, 3 RPOs. Indy, ISO jet RPO. Richmond is reverse RPO. And then Washington is a weak rocket RPO. And a lot of them are going to have a similar, like this take a peek go route is a part of 2 of them. The crossing routes, the fan concept will be a similar theme in all of them because again, they're run plays. We just need something behind it, right? So, reverse RPO.